Welcome to Defense News Plus. As per news from reputed media sources, India issued a notice to airmen for the test of experimental flight vehicle in the Bay of Bengal from 23rd to 25th August 2021. DRDO will test fire the Nirbhay missile fitted with indigenous 450 kgf thrust class Manik small turbofan engine. The Nirbhay cruise missile is capable to penetrate high-value targets precisely into enemy territory. The subsonic cruise missile can run at a speed of 0.7 Mach. It has terrain-hugging and sea-skimming capability. The enemy radar or air defense system can track or launch interception measure against the missile due to such capability. Next update, as per news from the week, the Ministry of Defense released request for proposals 2 weeks ago to build 6 new conventional submarines for the Indian Navy. The P-75I project, worth of around 43,000 crore rupees, envisages the manufacturing of diesel-electric submarines for the Indian Navy. The Project 75I submarines will be equipped with advanced air-independent propulsion, which is capable to operate and recharge their batteries without coming to surface. The Project 75I submarines should capable to launch land attack cruise missiles. The Ministry of Defense has selected Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and Larsen & Toubro as a shipyards for the submarine design. Companies from Germany, Spain, Russia, France, South Korea have been shortlisted to bid in the contract. The South Korea's Davos Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering Company Limited is offering to supply the Indian Navy the DSMA 3000, a version of the Dosan and Chango submarine. The DSMA 3000 will have a length of 83.5 meters and beam of 9.7 meters, which is larger than the 67-meter Scorpion-class boats in the Indian Navy. The DSMA 3000 would have lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are lighter in weight, durable, and have more power density, offering lower maintenance cost. The Indian Navy solicited proposals to develop a high-capacity lithium-ion battery system that can be retrofitted to submarines currently using lead-acid batteries. The representatives told we will be able to add new features to meet the Indian Navy's needs. Next update, according to news from Deccan Herald, Center approves 4,000 crore rupees Deep Ocean Mission. The International Seabed Authority had allocated India a 75,000 square kilometer area in the southern Indian Ocean. A study of deep sea biodiversity and exploring and identifying hydrothermal vents along the Indian Ocean mid-oceanic ridges that are potential sites of mineral formation will be launched under the mission. The Ministry of Earth Sciences has approached the space scientists to design and develop a capsule that will dive more than 6,000 meters in the Indian Ocean, carrying 3 men with sensors and tools to look for polymetallic nodules containing copper, nickel, cobalt, and manganese worth millions. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday sanctioned 4,077 crore rupees for the Deep Ocean Mission for commercially exploring such nodules in the Indian Ocean. Indian Space Research Organization and few industries have been roped in for the manned submarine, which would be a titanium sphere capable of withstanding a huge pressure of 6,000 meter depth. It will also have an oxygen supply system, undersea surveillance systems, and electronics. Over the last few years, India was seeking technical know-how from US and Japan for deep-sea mining and the manned submarine, but both declined. Then India opened channel with Russia, which has such technologies. A special research vessel with instruments capable of withstanding high temperature of around 500 degrees Celsius at such vents would be manufactured at an Indian shipyard under this mission. Next update, according to news from Indonesian publication, Indonesia is believed to have signed a coming into force contract with French Dassault Aviation for 36 Rafale jets on 7th June, which will go into effect in December 2021. Indonesian publication reported the contract was signed in Jakarta and the coming into force contract will then become the basis for an effective contract after all agreements between Indonesia and France are reached. Indonesia has paid an advance for the purchase of 36 Rafales. The Indonesian Defense Ministry has not confirmed any developments regarding the Rafale jets procurement. It was reported earlier that Indonesia and France are negotiating a joint purchase of Dassault Rafale jets. Another reason why the Indonesian Defense Ministry is interested to procure Rafale is the possibility of loan to acquire the jets. This is similar to the financing the contract between the French government and Egypt, which eased the process to purchase the Rafale jets that no other country offers this advantage. Another update as per news from Financial Express, in a major decision of the Union Cabinet, the Ordnance Factory Board is now under the Ministry of Defense will cease to exist. There will be no changes in employee service conditions as central government employees. 7 separate companies are said to be formed and each of them will have a specific manufacturing role. The existing 41 factories under Ordnance Factory Board will be subsumed under one or the other of the 7 new companies. The 7 new public sector unit entities will cover a separate sector. One will be the Ammunition and Explosives Group. These will engage in production of ammunition of various caliber and explosives for the Make in India initiative as well as for exports. The Vehicles Group would engage in production of defense mobility and combat vehicles such as tanks, trolls, BMP and mine-protected vehicles. Weapons and Equipment Group would engage in production of small arms, medium and large caliber guns and other weapon systems. This was expected to increase the share in the domestic market through meeting domestic demand as well as product diversification. The other 4 companies would be Troop Comfort Items Group, Ancillary Group, Optoelectronics Group and Parachute Group. Ordnance Factory Board produce tanks, artillery guns, heavy vehicles, specialized wares, rifles, ammunition and all. The reform is aimed at transforming the Ordnance Factory into productive and profitable assets. Deepen specialization in the product range, enhance competitiveness, improving quality and cost efficiency. The prime buyers of Ordnance factories are the Indian Armed Forces, Central Paramilitary Forces and State Police Forces. For arms, ammunition, clothing, bulletproof vehicles and mine-protected vehicles are supplied from the Ordnance Factory Board. That's it for today. If you like our work, then please hit the like button, share this video and do subscribe this channel to get the notification of the next video. Thank you.